through visual art. Continuing with this, look how it's developing. We're so happy that it's developing this way. We did take a larger filbert right here and smooth. The thing that for me is difficult sometimes doing this stuff. I just want to do the same thing so you can see what we're doing. The process is to take a larger brush at this point, to take a larger brush and just kind of like we're going towards something with regards to figurative illusion on a two-dimensional surface. We're going towards something here that we see, which has to do with all this what looked like mess. Little by little, it's going to make visual sense. And we don't want to do too much, because if we do too much, mess it up so much that it's worse than leaving it. We don't want that. So we want to mess it up, but not too much. Simple as that. And we're coming back and doing that. And then before we get too tempted to do more on that, let that dry, let that adhere, and okay, we're having problems with focus issues on this thing, which has to do with the data, but it's kind of good that it's out of focus. You can see kind of what's going on. And that has to do with the image changing and the pixels readjusting and having a very slow data, which I don't care. Okay, because 100 years ago, they didn't have anything. This is such a wonderful opportunity. And I applaud YouTube, because if it's used in the right way, it can be an incredible force for getting all these wayward, desperate people off the street, out of harm's way for themselves and others, in so many ways that seem to be happening in our culture and society with violence and all that stuff, and get them to just like I'm doing. I mean, we're all susceptible to negativity, and just do visual art as a way to calm yourself. And if you really do it, the thing is, we're always thinking, and I'm the same way. We're all of us thinking, when's my next meal coming? How is it coming? How is my career doing, or whatever it is I'm doing to try to have some kind of sense of being worth something in my life. Everybody around me teases me because of this, or all these things, all these negative things running through our heads. You can unify and focus all that energy on a positive, constructive skill. But I don't even want to say that, because before it's a skill, it's a positive, constructive focus, purpose, and endeavor, or whatever you want to call it, because really words are not enough. If you want to do art and really just relax and the thing is, you see I'm advanced, but I wasn't always advanced. Are you kidding me? And I'm not even that advanced. I mean, there's people on YouTube, the internet, LinkedIn. I only do one social media, and that's LinkedIn. Right now, I'm not for me, except for YouTube and LinkedIn and emails. That's really the extent of my technological social interaction. You call it social media. I just, LinkedIn and you got to do something. And YouTube, I find, and LinkedIn, if you combine those two in a positive and constructive way with your skill, whatever it may be, it might be art, it might be dance, it might be, something quiet, passive. And there's a quote from a Rush song, one of my favorite bands of all time, early Rush. Quiet and pensive, my thoughts apprehensive, the hours slip away, leaving my homeland, flying alone, and my life begins today. And I'll leave it to the audience to guess what song that is. I didn't do the catchphrase. If I did it, you'd know immediately. And I say thanks to my teacher, the greatest songwriter in the world, who wishes to remain anonymous. And also keep the visual art alive. That's what we're in it for now. So less music and more visual art for Joel David Hans Listokin. Everybody have a beautiful day. We're going to keep on with these segments all day on June 15th, 2025.